Hello and welcome to the climbing hangar. This is a short bouldering video about safety and an introduction to our climbing centre. When you arrive at the climbing hangar, the first thing you have to do is check in with our reception staff. If you don't have your own climbing equipment, you can hire climbing shoes and chalk from us. This is important because you have to wear climbing shoes whilst you're climbing in our climbing centre. The soft matting doesn't make bouldering any safer. It's a high-risk activity and injuries are common. Climbing holds can spin and break. If this happens, you need to report it immediately to a member of our reception staff. As you move around the centre, you need to be especially aware of other climbers who are off the ground, in particular where they might land if they fall off. Steep or angled walls or big overhangs require a much larger landing area, as you can swing out and land quite far away from the wall. There are a number of places around the centre where a falling climber will be invisible. This is normally on the other side of an arch or an overhanging corner. When you fall off, you want to land on soft matting. Therefore, it's important that you keep your landing area clear from anything, in particular food and hard water bottles, phones and keys, and other things that may cause you injury. Use the lockers provided for your personal belongings to keep them safely stowed out of the way. It's good etiquette to step away from the wall when you've finished your climb. This lets the people around you know that you're finished and that they can step onto the wall now. Climbing is a sport, and therefore warming up before you start climbing is massively important, particularly for your hands, your elbows and your shoulders that are going to be taking a lot of strain during your first climbs. Boulder problems are graded into circuits to make it easy for you to find climbs of the right difficulty. We have a grade chart up, and that grade chart will tell you which colour boulder problems are which level of difficulty. To show you where to start a problem, the starting holds will be marked with tags. When you get to the last hold on your boulder problem, to finish it properly, match it with 2 hands, count to 3, and then climb all the way back down to the floor using any colour. At some point, when you know you're about to fall, it's best if you can do it in a controlled manner. Look down, check your landing zone, speak to other climbers if necessary, legs off the wall, push away, and land as softly as possible. To keep the shape of the wall interesting and dynamic, we use things called volumes, which are shapes that we bolt onto the wall. These things are always black, just to make it easy to identify them. You can always use them as well as the holds for your hands and your feet. The little hangar is our family centre. In our jungle zone, we have quite low-level traverse climbing for very young children. We have full-height climbing, so you can go climbing with your kids. We also have crawling tunnels and slides. And if you don't want to participate, you're always able to supervise from the mezzanine where you can see down into the kids area. The family centre, despite being suitable for kids, presents the same risks and hazards as the rest of the centre. It's still a climbing wall.
Failure to observe these rules will mean you have to leave the centre. Active supervision means being able to see your child and be paying attention to their well-being at all times. Under 14s are not allowed in the main climbing areas without a parent unless they've been assessed by a member of staff as competent to climb alone. Unassessed under 14s are not permitted in the lower climbing building at all during weekends, school holidays, or as we deem appropriate. Never go underneath other climbers. This is the most dangerous thing you can do in the centre, especially for young children. Getting landed on normally results in an A&E visit. We cannot stress this point enough. Please pay extra attention as you or your children move around to the climbing areas. Running is not allowed anywhere in the centre at any time.
Although it may seem obvious, you are not allowed on top of the boulders. This is particularly important for parents supervising younger children. There are some really exciting looking pieces of training equipment in our training area. We have campus boards and fingerboards and rings and all kinds of stuff. They're amazing fun, but if you haven't done them before, it's really quite easy to get injured.
Under 18s are not allowed in the training area unless they are training with a coach. The training area is everything on the left hand side in the lower building.
The slackline is a brilliant, engaging and quite challenging form of balance. However, It's also highly unpredictable and needs to be treated with huge amounts of respect and caution. Always make your best effort to step off the slackline in control. Most important of all is your duty of care, not just to yourself, but to the other users of the centres around you. The way you climb needs to take into account the safety of the people who are climbing in the same area. If somebody else is not taking due care, then you need to report that to us for us to sort it out. But also bear in mind, if we feel that you are not taking care of yourself and the others around you, we will ask you to stop climbing. Remember, part of bouldering's unique character is that it is a risk activity, and you do need to take care of yourself and others around you. Thank you for watching our induction video. If you have any further questions or concerns, please speak to a staff member and we'll be more than happy to help.